Hello everyone, decided just to make a quick video. Y'all know all the political climate, or I will say the mental manipulation and mental enslavery of people that's been going on here. Politicians creating situations or taking advantage of emotional situations or tragedies to use as a political campaign. To me, using tragedies or concerns where they take advantage of the emotional state or mental state of voters or Americans or people living in this country that is able to vote or not vote, or the racial state, I will say, or if they're black or white, whatever they are, but using those things to as tools to engage them. And that's, of course, that's what politicians do, campaigning. I come from a country, Panama, okay? And it's not too much about taking advantage of your emotional state, but they actually, what they do when they're campaigning to get the crowd and the masses, you will see them going to rural areas and paying for them to, build a house or fix this, and throw big parties and pay for all the beer and the performers to show up so the masses are excited about them. It's about the people or whatever. When they get in position, then of course they forget about the people, what they promise, and they just, writing policies or whatever and getting paid or, hooking up their buddies. It's no difference from what happens here in this country much. It's just at a different level. And now people are so mentally enslaved, go the direction. People just follow what the masses follow rather than trying to look for facts. And then thinking about how really something have, what are the side effects or the consequences of following through something that may make you feel more at peace with your emotions. A lot of things have been done in this country, supposedly in the name of the people or whatever, and around the world where this country has been involved or orchestrated or not, or whatever it is. I've experienced that even with the US invasion. And I can talk about that, but let's not talk about that. My thing is this. This is not about Democrats or Republicans. I'm going to just show you what it is about, and think for once. Please use your mind. Don't bash, don't troll. You're going to have that, but think for once. If you sit and think about issues that affect society, real issues, being mental issues, or somebody that didn't do what they were supposed to do. Let's say that they committed to, hey, you know what, we're gonna fix these roads, and it's never done, and people have been asking for that over and over because it needs to be fixed. That's an issue. Hey, this school is not performing well. We gotta address those issues. Why it's not? Why the level of the education of this school is not equal? Things like that. Okay. But when I go and just campaign on emotions where it's no substance, and for honestly, they're not gonna fix nothing. They're gonna be just screaming nonsense that actually don't address a real problem. Let me start first. I'm gonna show you some flyers because my wife, she registered Democrat. I'm not gonna fight with her. We disagree on many things because of how they play with people's minds and emotions. Okay. So here we go. Okay, this is the first ad. First, look at what it says, right? Paid by NRA. All the government is paid by NRA, blah, 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 blah. I disagree with some things from the NRA, but they are the ones that are out there trying to, make people aware of the crazy laws that they submitting, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is. Legally owning a weapon, right? you have to pass a background check. Just even to get your concealed carry permit, you have to submit for a background check. Whatever they're talking about, universal background check, it's a term that has been put out there. Do you even know what a universal background check means? Have you ever asked them to tell you what a universal background check means? The ones that propose those things. Okay? But just I want you to think. Now, this woman been sending stuff to my house. Now, enough is enough. Right? So now right there is a playing on emotion, right? Be courageous and bold. That's good. Enough is enough of what? Of the stuff that's been happening for decades in this country. Because this is not like because of this president. Things been happening forever and been in place. Now, I've received all this stuff where we throw away or whatever. It's just junk mail, but I want to show you, right? Isn't afraid of the NRA. Is that your major issue, the NRA? It's people in poverty in areas. Right now in Georgia, you have areas where they're doing gentrification, whatever, moving the low people. It's gang problems. It's killings of gang people every day. Okay? And this has nothing to do with legal gun owners. This is just regular. It's crimes. It's the education. There's counties that have fraud with education, like fake tests and stuff. But those are real problems in Georgia, okay? But this is it. Playing on people emotion. The first point. Thinks Washington inaction on gun violence is a disagree. While Congress Robert Woodwell go an A rating from NRA, Caroline is on the side of our families. Whose family? She will protect our family from gun violence and will help break stalemate in Washington. Now, how will she protect? Well, listen to this. How will she protect our families from gun violence? It's the criminals breaking into people and killing, shooting people in the streets. Caroline, if you live in Georgia, you can watch the news every day and you see what happened every day. This is not a hood thing. And if it's a hood thing, what are you doing about that for them? When people come into your neighborhoods and our neighborhoods, breaking in and killing people, okay? Road rage, just right here in Lawrenceville, Suwannee, a few nights ago, okay? A person that I know driving back from work, and a car pulled up to him and started shooting. By the grace of God, he didn't die. And that's a person that owns a gun, but happened to left it home that day. So you explain, you fighting on the NRA, how will save our families? So people think for once. Criminals are not members of the NRA. Criminals don't do background check, and criminals don't get concealed carry, and criminals don't try to abide by the law. We want to just protect our families, have fun, and be the best citizens that we can. That's all it is. Next point. Support universal background check. What I was talking about. What the heck is a universal? The background check is filed and submitted, and it goes to the FBI database. If local authorities, which in a lot of these situations that you have seen lately, have failed to report people that have issues or have had records to the FBI database where the background check is done, then whose fault it is? Now, the safety of our families is very important to Caroline. She will work to make sure dangerous people, including criminals and domestic abusers, don't have access to firearms. That is already in place. That already exists. If you have a record, you cannot get it. Now, with the domestic people and the abusers, the universal background check is gonna do nothing. Make sure entities are doing what they're supposed to do and submit their documentation into the FBI records if they have a record of somebody with issues, which already happened. But some institutions or department, just like the Parkland situation, if this boy really did this, which I don't know, I was not there, so I will not buy to any idea. Okay? If he really did, and he had all those issues on 911 calls, why was there not a record submitted? Just like the one that went and shot the church in Texas, right? And he had a bad history, mental history, escaped from a mental institution that the Air Force put him in, and they never reported him to the FBI database. So whose fault it is? Evil people is out there, but if people don't do a job of doing proper documentation and reporting issues, when the wild animal get loose, why do you blame at what the wild animal can do or use if you are not reporting that a wild animal is loose? That's my point. The next one, she will keep guns out of classrooms. Okay, so watch this. It's up to each school district or whatever they're doing. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. Okay, if they want to do it, they want to. That's the individual right or whatever it is, or the school district, however they want to handle that. Okay, some people agree, some people disagree. I'm half and half. Okay, definitely not in the classrooms, because some kids can get into fights with teachers. The other thing is this: you want to fix all these problems, address the family problems. Okay, they punish parents for disciplining their child. Okay, they now have children that the teachers can't tell them nothing. Okay, they remove the powers from the teacher. I remember going to school, and if I carry on or act funny, the teacher would throw a shock at me. Okay, I remember if I didn't behave properly in class, I would be standing in the back of the classroom looking at the wall, holding heavy books like the Algebra of Baldor book in my hand for the whole class. So please, it's values. The issue is values. God has been removed from the schools. God has been removed from many homes. Okay, and even was removed from the government. Okay, and you gotta look. If you really are a child of God, look at what is not in line with God's word, and stand by that. Stand by the stuff that is in line with God. And you can see many things that were done that were against God's word. Now, if you are not a Christian, that's okay with you. Okay? But I'm not going to condemn you, because I'm not your judge and executioner. I just pray that you see God's truth and pray for him to show you his truth and not be deceived. And many also in the church are being deceived, and the Bible speaks about that in Revelation. And I strongly believe he's not talking about people in the world. He's talking about his own people that is being deceived, because they letting their emotions rather than walk by the Spirit and allow God to lead them to be confused. Okay, that's one. Okay, and then try to research facts for once. Just because the media keep plastering one idea in your face, you going by that. All it has to be just one person scream something that sounds properly to you, that supports you, and you will run with that because you don't know. Here's another one. So this person, this Ethan Pham, okay? We don't need more leaders who stand with Donald Trump, endangers and embarrass us. We need leaders who will stand up. Okay. Give me some facts that endanger us. Give me something substantial. He just broke I didn't read the whole thing, but I'm just telling what I heard, and I'm going to research it. That he broke the deal with Iran, or did something about the nuclear deal. Iran is a country that always working on nuclear weapons and all this crazy stuff. Okay? And their stand and what they support, it's not too good in line. Okay, so if you're going to get mad because of that, you don't even know about all these deals and agreement, but because he's breaking the deal, you're going to say it's evil and bad. People fuss and yell, scream right now about Russia. And who signed the agreement for all most of the uranium in the U.S. being now is owned by a Russian government company? Who signed that deal years back? Find that out first, and find what you think, if it makes sense or not, if it's prudent or not. Use your brain for once. Forget about the parties. Forget about who you don't like or don't like. Think about what is being done for once. Now, here it goes. This is Ethan, okay? Fighting for our civil rights. Okay, our leaders need to take action and extend civil rights protection for African Americans and all minorities. Okay, Ethan will fight to end the poor for-profit prison system. That's a good point, because yes, indeed, it happens. Work with real criminal justice reform and hold police accountable when they fail to perform their duty. That is good, but you need to know exactly what their duty is. Okay, and not every police department is bad, not every officer is bad. Okay, but that's good. Standing up against the NRA. Again, emotional thing. So everybody, you put plaster the NRA, like the NRA runs the whole government. So the NRA decide on the mortgage rates, and they raise your interest rates and all this thing. Do they decide on your health care? Do they decide on the prison system? Do they decide on drug trafficking or immigration? But it's just a propaganda thing. And if I plaster that, you're gonna feel, yeah, you're fighting for me. Fighting for what? Affordable health care for everyone. I mean, that is good, but the way it was implemented, trust me, it was messed up, because the middle class is who paying for that stuff. Okay, so you have to come up with a different way. Okay, because trust me, I saw it when I used to work for a company, and I said when implemented, I got jacked up that even when my daughter was born, I had to pay tons of money having even good insurance. I still have to pull a lot of money out of pocket. So yes, so this has to be revised and done properly. That's my point. Okay, and then we have this one, Kim, fighting back for our schools. Okay, so apparently his whole thing is about school. Say, I'm fed up with Donald Trump and Republicans in Congress who believe that only the privileged few deserve a college education. It's time to get beyond divisiveness and create opportunities. Okay, how do you know that they believe that the privileged few deserve college education? Every freaking person get college education here. You gotta study if you wanna get a scholarship, okay, and they do get it. Okay, I know people, my wife, many people got scholarship. Okay, I can tell you, even black foreigners or local and very well educated got full scholarships. Okay, you educate your children to study or to apply themselves to get scholarship and go to school. And this is not about privilege. Yes, in this country, college education, university is so expensive that people get in debt. But why are you plastering the name of one person and Republicans? When the school prices have been up there and this debt, no matter what government. So again, emotional play. Why? His company based on John Street has helped tens of thousands of young people of all backgrounds reach their full potential. Okay, good. You're doing good. But again, don't blame other people. Stop playing the emotional stuff. To everyone, I don't care what party you are, all I want you to do is to follow the truth and don't be deceived. Stop playing emotional, baby. I remember growing up, your parents whipped you behind so you was able to deal with reality and kept you in check so you to know how to show respect and carry yourself properly. Nowadays, everybody wants to be given and want people to feed to their emotions. If you want that utopia, then find a place that is like that. Don't try to turn a place into what you want it to, because everybody want to turn into what they want it, and guess what? It affects others. And one thought in the gun stuff, since there's so much talk about it, I would clearly ask you to examine yourself and think about this. Because evil don't have no boundaries, and the devil is at loose. And apathy is out there. People don't care no more about nobody else. People will not stop. Sometimes I try to stop. I see somebody stuck. I stop to help them. And I hear people blowing their horn and getting mad. Even when the ambulance or police cars are coming and I'm stopping or slowing down, and they get mad. That's how lost people is. Okay? But I pray that God show you his truth and guide most of y'all to see the truth and the reality. Being Republican, Democrat, whatever you are, it's only one truth. And if you cannot deal with the realities of this world, and the realities that not everybody will agree with you, the realities that things don't need to be always your way, then you will continue to struggle and will never be fulfilled. One of the things is, and I want honest answer, if 3 criminals break into your house, which happens daily around this country, many times, they happen to break into your house, and you have your child and your daughter and your kids and wife, and they armed, heavily armed, and high, they don't give a dang thing. And you believe that you should not have a weapon to protect yourself. And them 3 criminals coming blasting in your house. Will you be saying, gun control, nobody should have a semi-automatic pistol or anything? And also educate yourself on that. But guess what? If out of the blue, a pistol or rifle drop in front of you, you will be a real hypocrite if you will say you will not grab it to defend your loved ones and yourself. Because you're screaming and crying and whining, and the reality is the criminals don't abide by the law. We do. And also, go and find out about these weapons. What really they do. What's the damage. Check out ballistics. Check out penetration. Understand the difference between a pistol and a rifle or a shotgun, revolver, whatever it is. But understand them. These people that just collect things have been passed through generations. What's the mere fact? And the stuff that look the less scary might be the most devastating because of the caliber. But just because of the looks of something, you start screaming. Because somebody told you a lie and presented to you that this is the worst thing ever. And la 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 la. And that person is playing with your emotions, with your mind, playing on your fears. If you so much want to get in there, ban assault weapon and all that stuff, I would suggest you something. Go into the Congress website and look up the bill that was submitted. I forgot who was the congressman. Right in February, right after this Parkland thing. And read the assault weapon ban 2018. And then find out the weapons that they put there and find out what it is. Find out the wording and understand what weapons are. You're going to realize that this is just this is not really, honestly, about protecting you, but it's about disarming every person. Why? I don't know why they're so keen on trying to disarm people unless they're trying to do something. They have planned to do something afterward when they feel that they're ready to take action. So think about that. Think about you turning your neighbor, maybe, who is a law-abiding person, a good neighbor, but because he had been having a gun or a few guns for hunting, for competition, for marksmanship, for training, and to protect himself, and had never done nothing wrong, but because you scream and listen to all the other people screaming, and you go screaming senselessly without thinking, what you end up doing, you turn him now into a criminal. Like what's happening, I forgot where it is, that Deerfield, I think, that city, that village put a thing that as of June, if you have assault rifle and you don't turn it, you get fined $1,000 a day. Think about that. Think about why have that person ever done something to you? So now you are turning somebody into criminal even before he's proven guilty of a crime. So now you are making something a crime that has never been a crime, but it's a way of self-preservation, protection, and sport. Unfortunately, this is a pastime of this country. And just because you are training people nowadays to be mindless slaves, to follow what the masses scream without trying to read facts or reason, And I always quote this from Bob Marley. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. No one but ourselves can free up our minds. Think. Use your brain. Common sense. Use what real common sense is. Not what they tell you common sense is. Think. May the Lord bless you, guide you, show you his truth, and release you from the grip of the devil and allow you to see his truth. Much love. Y'all always blessed.